Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm the Gamer's Digester and today I'm going to be going over a topic that I think a lot of you guys have been kind of asking about. I've been seeing it all over my YouTube and I felt like I'd like to chime in here and just give you guys my 2 cents on this. So until Starfield actually launches, we're not necessarily going to know. So this is all hypothetical. Don't take this as a matter of fact. I'm just basing my judgments and information off of what I've gathered online and mixing a little bit of my opinion in. That's kind of what a lot of YouTubers do. That I'm no different. So what I'd like to cover today is, will it be playable on the Ally Steam Deck? What will it look like? What FPS are we going to be hitting? Now that is really up, like that is nitty gritty information that we're just not going to know. But I'd love to have a discussion about it beforehand to kind of feel the room here. So the first thing that I know should come with Starfield that will help is upscaling. If you guys are kind of new to the gaming scene, if you're new to handhelds, or maybe you have a lower end PC or just whatever, one of the biggest things that has helped people achieve better frame rates, especially in games like Call of Duty or just, competitive first-person games, is upscaling. Kind of what it does is it will take a 1080p like resolution that it's rendering at and render it at a much lower resolution and use AI to upscale it to fit the pixels. So I know that's a very horrible, like if you know the actual technical terms, that's just a good way to, I feel, to explain it, to kind of fit the screen. So you're getting a little bit of image like degradation as far as like the quality, but you're still fitting all the pixels. It still looks good and the payoff is immense. You're getting, if I'm playing like Cyberpunk, if I lower the resolution, use some upscaling in there, yes, the frame rate is there. You're getting 15 to 20 FPS better, and when you're already only getting 40 FPS, that is a big boost. That's like a 50% increase right there. That's not anything to joke about. So, Steam Deck. Will the Steam Deck be able to play that? Now, the Steam Deck definitely does have upscaling capabilities. I think one of the biggest issues just comes down to it's just going to be a bad experience, regardless. Like if you're only getting 10 to 15 FPS and it's super like dipping all over the place, if you turn upscaling on, boom, there goes a lot of the image quality and you're probably only going to get 10 FPS more. So it really comes down to, are you on board with like the novelty of it, right? Like, and I can completely understand that. I have a Nintendo Switch that I've played through Doom Eternal on. I know that if you know what I'm talking about there, if you've played Doom Eternal, like the whole campaign on a Nintendo Switch, you will not care. And I encourage you to look into getting Starfield on this. Maybe when things have been worked through a little bit more, but on Doom Eternal on the Nintendo Switch was like 480p at like 20 FPS. It was rough, but it was fun. It was a novelty. It was like, like if I'm going to my parents' house, I pull out the Switch. They think I'm gonna play some Nintendo game, and I'm playing Doom Eternal on the Switch. Like that for me is incredible. And I know Doom can kind of run on it could probably run on a potato if you tried hard enough. My point is that it's cool, you know what I mean? Like if I'm purchasing Starfield already on Steam, of course I'm gonna play it on both of these just to kind of get a feel of the room to see what's going on. But I definitely think that upscaling will help for the Steam Deck's case, just not enough to make it very fun, Like if I'm playing Jedi Survivor on the Ally, like that's a good experience. That's like console level experience almost. And then if I go to here, it's like, well, at least I'm playing it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what a lot of my Steam Deck experience was. If it wasn't some more indie game, or if it wasn't like a older game that's very well optimized, if I'm trying to play like a newer AAA game, most of the time I'm kind of just prefacing that with, like, if my friend comes over and I'm like, dude, look at what I'm playing. I'm playing this on the go. Isn't this like super cool? And it's like the visual quality is not super great. You already have everything turned down to low anyways, and you're maybe getting 45 FPS for that. Take like Red Dead Redemption or something like 2, for example, something like that, where it's like a very heavy, taxing game. It's more the fact that you're playing it more than it's really great quality. So I think that's something that we're all going to have to keep in mind. If you have just the Steam Deck, wait. Definitely wait. Some things that can happen. So what we've seen with Cyberpunk, give them a little bit of time to kind of, like, once they've worked out the major issues with the game, like major bugs, stuff like that, they'll probably have a team go through and figure out, well, there are a lot of people who have Steam Decks. That's a market that we don't want to just like totally leave. So what they've done with Cyberpunk, and I can imagine they'll do with Starfield, is they go back and they completely, like, how do I say this? They take the game and they make it, all the settings kind of fit the specs of this in a way to where you just flip one switch and it goes to Steam Deck mode in the settings. So I'm not going to do it on here, but I'll show you what I mean. So you go up here. Where is it? Custom, low, medium, high, ultra, Steam Deck. Now, if I were to close this, my game would crash. For some reason on the Ally, if you use Steam Deck mode, your game hard crashes and will never open again. You have to go into the settings and completely wipe your settings data. Very, very annoying stuff. So that lets me know that that is tailored to the Steam Deck and not the Ally. You could set probably almost any settings on the Ally, and you're not going to see that issue. When they make, can you see that right there? The Steam Deck mode for a game, it's pretty well designed, in my opinion, for the Steam Deck. When I run the Steam Deck mode for Cyberpunk, it's honestly a fantastic experience. So give them a little bit of time there to figure out those kinks, and I think we'll be a little bit better than we were before, maybe 30 FPS. And you got to think too, like, what is your minimum here? For me, oh man, like 25, 30 FPS, that's like kind of pushing it, right? Like that is like Call of Duty back on the 360. That's like Destiny back on the 360. It's like, that's rough. Like, it's playable, and I played it for years, but we've kind of gotten to a point where, like, do you really want to sacrifice and go that far back down? But then, well, it's Starfield, you know, it's like it's a cool game. It's like Skyrim in VR. Like, how many people are gonna actually play like hundreds and hundreds of hours in VR? It's like nauseating. It's the fact of the matter that you're doing it and you're playing it more than it's like an enjoyable experience. And I hope that makes sense. I have a lot of friends who will kind of, like, who understand what I'm saying, so I hope I'm explaining that in a way that makes sense. I am very excited. I'm filled with caution. So if you guys are on the fence, I'd say your best bet, don't buy the game, get Game Pass. If you're new to Game Pass, and if you're on PC, this is mostly here for this PC and Ally. If you have Game Pass, you're gonna get the game day one, and you'll be able to play it for whatever the subscription cost is. If you're new, I think they've got like 3 months for $1. Whatever. I'm not sponsored. I just love Xbox, and I love Game Pass. I think it's a fantastic service that allows a lot of people entry to games. My dad has Xbox Game Pass, like, to play Flight Simulator, Forza, games like that. It's like you'll see a lot of people who wouldn't necessarily have this, you know what I mean, who are interested in something that they might not normally be, because the barrier of entry is really high. If you're looking to play, you know, Starfield on the go, you need one of these devices, which is not cheap. Even the lowest end version of this, like, if you're just to say to somebody like, hey, $350, $400, that's not cheap. Then you go to this, say, okay, $700, $750, whatever, after tax. Then you got to buy the game, which is $70 as well. And then, like, there's so many different things that need to go. Like, well, do you want to protect this? You need a case. There's so many things that would go into this that it's like, just having one less thing to purchase is really nice, especially when we don't know solid answers. When we don't know how it's going to run, I don't suggest, if you just have the Ally, don't buy the game. Don't pre-order the game. If you just have the Steam Deck, don't pre-order the game. Wait. If you have the Ally, use Game Pass to your advantage and really test that out. For me, I'm going to be purchasing the game on Steam. I love Game Pass. You have to be online. That's not what I'm here for. If I'm in the car, if I'm driving, or if someone else is driving and if I want to play this, or if I'm on a plane, I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't have data. It just defeats all purpose. You know, there's cloud gaming, and I use that all the time. It's like if I have Game Pass, like I might have Forza or something installed, but most of the time I just purchase my games for my handhelds. At home, I'm always online, so I don't need to worry about that. So there's my little rant about Game Pass there. I think it's a fantastic tool, used to your advantage. It's not the end all be all. It's still important for you to own the games that you love, to support them, and just make sure you have it. You know what I mean? Like, you could always have Netflix, but if Netflix goes down or goes away, it's like you don't have the game anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's always good to have that disc at home. And I feel like Steam's a pretty good bet. I don't think Steam's going anywhere anytime soon. So if you guys enjoyed my little rant today, I know it kind of goes all over the place. That's just how I am. I try to keep things structured a little bit, but they tend to bounce all over. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I would encourage you guys to like, subscribe, comment down below. There's probably going to be some other people there sharing their opinions on this. Are you going to be pre-ordering Starfield? I know I am, and that's just who I am. I get really excited about things, and I'd love to play the game 5 days early. I don't encourage you to do the same, but if you are, I'd love to hear that and your reasons as to why. If you guys have the Steam Deck and you're still going to be pre-ordering that, one, you're a trooper, but two, why? Are you nervous at all? Do you feel like they're going to take care of you after a little while, like they have with Cyberpunk and other games like it? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on that. Me personally, I'm going to be playing it on an Ally regardless. They're almost the exact same size here. Their profile is very similar. This is a bit heavier, which I like, but you know, it is what it is. We'll just kind of have to play things by ear. As soon as I get more information, of course, I'll get that out to you guys in a very timely manner. If there is footage of somebody playing it on here, I'd love to break that down and go over that with you guys. So if you want to stay up to date with kind of Starfield related stuff, I go over mostly handhelds on the channel, but if you guys want to hear something about Starfield every once in a while, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you guys join the group here. But with that being said, you guys have a fantastic week. This has been a great start to the week already. I know that might not be the case. Mondays suck, but we're getting there. But peace out, y'all.